So I was watching a video last night, and I can't remember the channel's name. I just subscribed to it. I'll check it out some more. It's a young lady, and she was working with her father, or I should say her father was working with her, and they were giving up on the back to Eden garden method. And it was a really interesting video, and she was kind of apologizing to her subscribers, saying that it didn't work for her, and that they were going back to more of a traditional approach. And it seems like the back to Eden method has its fans, it has its detractors, but people feel pretty passionate about it either way. We use wood chips quite a bit for our blueberries. We don't get our blueberries mulched all the time with wood chips like we'd like to, but they do add a nice benefit to the soil. They do help suppress weeds, not necessarily grasses like quack, but they do help suppress weeds, and they do really add back to the soil. We use pine wood chips for our blueberries to help with the acidity. Here's a pile that's been here 3 years. It's pretty well composted, and this is the state that we like to put it on. Fresh wood chips do heat up. Right next to this pile, we have a pile that was fresh in the fall. We had it dropped off. We have a landscaper next door, and we buy loads of the pine wood chips from him. And throughout the fall and early winter, this pile was giving off steam, so it was composting. So these chips, will heat up. They will break down, and they will take nitrogen out of the soil. So if you're using the back to Eden garden method, until you really have done it for quite a few years, you're going to have to put fertilizer on. And it can be whatever fertilizer you want. It can be composted manure. It can be, organic fertilizers. It can be whatever fertilizer makes you happy. And I think that's the big thing. Is I see online where people with this method, some people think, well, if you don't use this method, you're terrible. You're hurting the planet. You shouldn't be doing it. And on the other end, the detractors of this method, kind of look down on the people doing it, thinking that it's just some new age idea that is malarkey. And I think really do what works for you. If you're happy with this method, if it works for the scale of gardening you're doing, do it. If you don't like this method and you'd rather plow and till your soil, do that. Do what works for you. That's the big thing. What works for one person may not work for the other. Like I said, just do it. Enjoy gardening. Enjoy growing your own crops. If you like raised beds, make raised beds. If you want to just grow in the soil, grow in the soil. For us, we do things on a small market scale. So, we take more of a traditional approach. We till the soil. We plow it when we need to. We use cover crops. We use plastic mulch. On a small scale, yeah, I'd like to do this kind of method. I've done it in the past with hay, and I liked it. It just didn't fit into the type of scale of gardening, market gardening that I'm doing. So I think on both sides of the issue, for those of you that feel really passionate about it, just relax a little, enjoy the method you're doing. And if someone else is offering someone advice on social media about a method that you don't think's right, you don't necessarily have to say something negative about it. You can offer your opinion, and it'll be listened to, and ultimately someone's going to do the method they want and what works for them. But I think the big thing is, whatever reason you're homesteading, this is just to grow food for yourself, or grow some for yourself and to sell, to make a profit off your homestead. Do what works for you. But the biggest part is you've got to enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.